So the more consistent you can be with, if he's doing this and he can't get his focus, then he can't say hi to the person. And he only gets to say hi to one person at the soccer game instead of the 20 that he usually does, because you can only get him to control himself once, then that means 100% of the people that he said hi to at the soccer game was due to him controlling himself. So if it's only one person, the closer to 100% of the people that he says hi to are people that he gets to after he's controlled himself, the more effective it's going to be, obviously. Right. If it's like 50-50, then he's going to be stubborn about it and know like 50% of the time I get to people when don't control myself, so it's the motivation to control myself. Sure. I think if you're super strict with something like that, 2 weeks, it will make all the difference. Whenever my dogs start doing behaviors kind of like this, I'm like, okay, I'm putting you in like a 2-week board and train where I'm just going to be so strict on this one thing. So if I tell you to do this forever, it'll be like, well, he's so excited, let's just have him say hi to like one person. But for 2 weeks, if you are so strict about only allowing him to go say hi to people when he's controlled, it will make such a huge difference. And so if he's like this, you're trying to get him to sit and he's not, it just means you're too close to the thing he's super excited about and you have to back up. So you probably see us do this with the dogs today. This will just help so much if he just knows you don't get to them until you control yourself. Hi, Koa. Yes. And then like the actual socializing greetings is a whole different part that we'll have to work on, because you have to work on snapping him out of it. And I can only imagine like how excited he is getting up to her. And I know he hasn't had much socialization, but how excited he is just getting up to the dogs after we've controlled him this much up. I can't even imagine how he is if we just let him go that whole way up. Then there's zero self-control at all. Koa, yes. Okay, go say hi. Koa, come.
So you said once he starts pulling like that.
Yeah, and going up on like his back legs, we want to bring him back in.
Okay.
I mean, realistically, once he goes and says hi to a dog, his max time is like a couple seconds right now, because then he just doesn't have any self-control after. But the more you do this, the more he'll gain self-control. In these situations where his mind is just out there, again, no doesn't do anything. Yeah. Just being like, Koa, showing him what to do instead just goes all the way. But I mean, I do tell dogs no when they're barking, going crazy. But when a dog's mind is like this, just so excited, no adds literally nothing to that. You have to direct where you want their mind to go. Koa, sit. Koa, yes, what a good boy. Oh, good job. That one was all on your own. Oh, good boy. Koa, sit. Koa, oh, you can do it. Yes, good boy. Up, Koa, Koa, yes, good, Koa, good boy, yes, one more, Koa, Koa, yes, up, yes, okay, Koa, come, that's nice, Koa.
This is like the first time he hasn't like pounced.
Yeah, because we've gotten him so controlled.
Yeah, because I mean,
Koa, come.
This is never.
That's so good.
It's automatic.
Yeah,
like,
right. Sit. Koa. And so if I let him go right now, he would. All that energy.
Right.
Koa. Koa. Okay, we're going to back up then if you can't do it. Koa. Yes. You know what to do, you can do it. Yes, good boy, but I'm gonna make you do it again. Up. So it's like sometimes you could let that slide and then let him go say hi. That's better than letting him go when he's full on in his own world. Yeah. But since I want it to be very controlled,
I knew that was like a sit but shaking, like it was so hard, and so we'll make him do more until he's more controlled. The more control, the better. I know, it's so hard to have self-control. Yes, yes, good boy. Koa, sit. Yes! Ah. Okay, you can say hi. So when you keep increasing the time by little increments, you teach him how to stay having self-control for longer and longer and longer increments. But most people, they just let the dog go up, say hi for 5 minutes, and then the dog never learns the self-control to snap out of it.
So we shouldn't wait until he, like we should try to pull him away before he gets.
You should, yeah. It's really hard, and I think majority of times people don't do it. But you can see, like, as long as you teach him this, then you can let him go for the full 5 minutes and he won't be pouncing and jumping. And so this last time, this is probably why it's been hardest for him. I haven't had any treats. So it just shows he can do it, but it takes a lot more patience on your end. Sure. Just being like, nope, your only way getting there is controlling yourself, because I don't have anything to shift the excitement off of. I am nowhere near as excited as her.
How, I mean, he really isn't, I don't think he's aggressive.
No, he's just very intense.
He's like he doesn't like this.
Koa, come. So I would just, I mean, what has he done? Like, do you think he's like snapped at a dog kind of before?
No, I mean, dogs have snapped at him. He's never showed aggression.
I would say, because he's a boxer, I'm familiar with their body language, but in other breeds, that's like a tense body language, like they're not liking it. So whenever you have an intense state like that, whether it's just gonna lead to like intense play, it's always good to just snap him out of it and then let him go right back. Because you're better off being on the safe side. So people will always ask me that. And I'm like, if you're asking me that question, snap the dog out of it, then allow them to go right back. And it will just teach them, if they are in that state where they're not sure, not liking it, to look to you instead of taking it out on the other dog. The boxers just tend to have this intense stare about things that they like. Some breeds just do those like awkward looks, and the more that you like see other dogs, the more you'll notice that. But when you have this intensity and play, anything can happen. Like play can escalate to the point where there's zero self-control, and then you see puppies that are just like going at it because they lack self-control when they get so excited. So it's always good, even if it's just positive excitement, to keep it chill. If you're consistent with it, he'll turn like her so quick. I mean, she literally came with the same level. She's a lot easier to control, but same mental level of trying to get to things. And she's been here for like 2 weeks, and like she's so much better now. So I would say if you guys are like walking by and you see a dog just sitting outside at Starbucks, what I would always do is just stop this far apart, get to the point where you can get his focus right here, and then walk away. Like, you don't always have to let him go say hi. Just find the point where dogs are around, he's engaged with the dog, and you can get him to snap out of it and have control. That's better socialization.